everyone, my name is Shweta Arora. I did my MBA from IIM Ahmedabad and scored 99 percentile in CAT 2017. Today we are going to talk about the various ways in which you can increase your mock score from whatever percentile you are at to more than 99. There are actually only two ways of increasing your mock scores. First is to improve your attempt rate and second to improve your accuracy rate. So all the points that we are going to mention, some of them will improve your attempt rate and some of them will improve your accuracy rate, thereby improving your mock scores. One of my favorite techniques to improve your mock scores is called rounds technique. This works well for the Quant section, which basically means you solve the Quant section in 2 rounds. Since you will have 40 minutes for the Quant section and you don't know whether the first question will be a difficult question or an easy question, why not solve the Quant section in 2 rounds? First round of 10 minutes, second round of 30 minutes. In the first round, your objective should be to scan through all the questions of the Quant section very quickly and pick up only the easy ones. Remember that this is not the time to feel demotivated and feel like I'm scanning through all the questions in 10 minutes and I'm only able to solve 5. It doesn't matter. What matters is you should not lose out on even a single easy question. In the second round, you pick up the moderate or the familiar questions that you think were doable. So while going through the first round, you mark the questions that you thought were doable and you take them up in the second round. This technique will ensure that your attempt rate in the Quant section goes through the roof. An amazing technique that works in the DILR section is to set a time limit per section. A lot of times people complain that in DILR we are not even able to see all the sets. That's because you are spending way more time on a single set rather than going through every single set. So just scan through all the questions very quickly and then after that start off with the easier set. Set a deadline of about 3 minutes or 4 minutes per set. If you're not able to move ahead in 3 or 4 minutes, you skip that set. This will ensure that your attempt rate in DILR improves and you're at least able to see all the sets. Another technique that worked well for me in the VARC section was to attempt RCs first. So I realized by doing different permutations that if I start off with RCs, I'm actually able to attempt more number of questions. And the simple logic was, when you start off the paper, the first section you do is VARC. And in the VARC section, RCs demand more of your attention rather than the VA questions. So if you're starting off with the VA questions, you're giving them undue attention that they don't even need. Whereas the RCs need a lot of concentration just to be able to read the passage. So it may or may not work for you. Try out the different attempt strategies, but it helped me achieve more marks in VARC by attempting RCs first because that allowed me to attempt more number of questions. One of the techniques that really helped me improve my accuracy rate in VARC was rational elimination. That means that you are eliminating 3 out of 4 options to arrive at the right answer. But what is the logic that you're using to eliminate those 3 options? Is that logic something that you're very confident about, or are you guessing the answers? A lot of students say that our marks in VARC fluctuate a lot. Well, the simple reason is that your logic is not concrete enough. Whenever you sit to analyze a mock, understand the rationale that you used while marking an option correct or incorrect. Even if your answer is right, your logic or rationale has to be right for you to be able to score more marks consistently. This one is very underrated, which is stress management. A lot of students say that we were not able to attempt the paper while we were taking the mock, but the same sets were so easy to be solved when we were solving it not under time pressure. This happens when you're taking too much undue pressure off the paper and just the thought of attempting the paper is scaring you. A technique that worked really well for me was to visualize my attempt strategy before every section began. So just before every section was about to begin, I just visualized what would I be doing in the first 2 minutes when the paper starts. For example, in the QA section, like I mentioned, I would be using the rounds technique. So I knew exactly what I would be doing in the first 2 minutes, which ensured that the panic did not set in. Another thing that I did was to treat every single section as a separate paper. It did not matter if DILR was too hard for me because ultimately VARC as well as Quant were like a different paper altogether. So for example, in my CAT 2017 paper, DILR section was so tough. It was tough for every single person, but while I was taking the paper, I felt like I haven't even attempted enough questions. However, I did not let that spill over in my Quant section because I treated Quant as a separate paper, which I believe helped me score 99 in the final paper. So these are a couple of points that we wanted to share to help you reach that 99 mark or in fact cross it. All the very best guys, let's crack it.